atrophied people. We got atrophied brains. Anybody know what that means? It means that the black race is in a suspended state of mental retardation. Let me explain something to you. Do you know that when you incarnate down here, there's supposed to be a certain amount of learning? And when people not of your race, or not even got nothing to do with no race, because this happened to everybody. Because I used to talk shit about the white man. Spirit said, you got to get out of this, because guess what? The black people are so mentally ill, so we are all in the same damn boat. We are all on the same level. You ain't higher than the white man. You so mentally ill. You so goddamn mentally ill until we said all this shit about the caveman. No, motherfucker, we are all in the same damn boat. Because our mental illness is so, is such at a high state until everything down here is just squalor. And let me tell you what I mean by this. If a society does not give you the adequate kind of learning, I'm not talking about education, that's training. That's training. You ever thought when you looked in them goddamn the syllabus in your head, you said, I don't really want to go through none of this shit. You see what I'm saying? The stuff you want to go through don't make no money. That's how they get you. You see what I'm saying? But that's training. But adequate stuff about your body and the world around you, if you don't receive those things, it brings on a state of mental illness. And so what they do here is there's variations of things that we need to learn that we can't learn, number one, because they gave us religion, and that takes up the slack. The religions tell you the only thing you got to do down here is be good. And that's good and fucking stupid. So as a result, because we don't learn certain things, as a result, we go to a state of mental illness. Just about most of the people in this country, black and white, is mental illness. It's just that ours is on a much more severe level. That's why I talked about the little white girls in the store, 7 years old, buying books on our spells, shit that we created thousands of years ago. You see what I'm saying? But they are exposed to things, and because we're not exposed to things, we don't get to learn, and as a result, we go deeper and deeper into mental illness. I'm not talking about the brother being a mental. I'm just trying to say here, we need to get into our shit, the shit that was prepared for us that activates this melanin, not shit that ultimately gives you fear to shut down the damn melanin. Now, the last time I talked to Richard King, and when that book first came out, the last book you did on melanin, Richard King and Dr. Ann Brown and the brother Thomas Moore and stuff, they concluded the last time, he said, what is the biggest enemy to melanin is fucking fear. At any level, whenever you think for another human being on what they might do to you, and you think it up out of your goddamn brain, that's fucking fear. And that's what shuts down our shit. We are in what they call something against learning, or whatever this thing is. But anyway, let's go to the next caller. Ass down and see the King Tut exhibit. Here goes again. We are very inferior people. Now that shit, they're going to be 6 months. And I guarantee you, some of you asshole conscious people will not go see it. Why? Because you haven't been exposed to things. You haven't been real things. That's what we got to do. Break out of the goddamn pack. This shit came to Atlanta, and for 6 months. And the last days, niggas had to run down to see the damn shit, and some people didn't see it at all. You see, but people went to see it and had all kind of experiences. Experiences that were going that ended up going on after it was long gone. So the point I'm trying to make, if you are in those particular areas, go see the damn exhibit. Don't be a nigger. That's the worst shit on the planet. A fucking no good ass nigger. You see what I'm saying? Go see the doggone exhibit and get the quickening, get the stuff. You see what I'm saying? Let me give you this way. Every white motherfucker with sneakers on, every white person who had toenails, every white child that had goddamn fingernails, went to the one down here in Atlanta. Witchwood in Atlanta. We are animals. Just like, you can take an animal, there's an event that happened, but that hog just going to stand and he's only going to be worried about the goddamn slop. If it's raining, he'd still be chewing. Well, that's what we are. We've been reduced down to a certain state. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. I want to hear this shit. White folks, man, are motherfucking 30 years ahead of us, even if they're not conscious. Because they have a problem. They got people. But the thing about it is the average white folks are exposed to things. Let me give you an example of what I mean. We used to laugh at white folks when we see them on TV at their parties because they wasn't dancing. They were just standing around talking. You know what I'm saying? Standing around talking. You see us, we just dancing under dancing under dancing. When you came in contact with people. That's because when you engage in so much conversation, over the course of so many umpteen years, you get to be exposed with something. You see what I'm saying? Even if later on this conversation come up about something, you go, oh, I've heard of that before. Because you're always in a system of exposure when you have multiple conversations. What we do, motherfucking dancing. You see what I'm saying? There's a time for that. But the point I'm trying to make, we used to laugh at white folks when we see them on TV. What the fuck is that? They just stand around talking. And that's the problem. Why the fuck you think that Starbucks is so popular? Now, we live in the West End, right? Up the street from all the 5 schools, and they ain't got no Starbucks. I say no because Starbucks make their money off of motherfuckers come up in there with a conversation. You see what I'm saying? Not just the goddamn coffee. And they've been rich off that shit. The point I'm trying to make here is we're not exposed enough. When I seen them 2 7-year-old white girls buying spell books, and one was buying hypnosis and stuff like that, and they were 7. Let you know, man, that damn. So advanced, but I'm trying to say, but when you don't expose yourself to something, it leads to the onset of mental illness. If the brain, let me explain what I'm talking about here. Let's say when you get pregnant, a lot of women got to go to Lamar's class. That is because they have to work, because there's an old thing when a lot of people used to die back in the day. They would sit around. I had a cousin like that in the 60s. She sat around. In the 50s, she just sat around on her fucking ass. And the baby grew to her fucking womb, and when the baby came out, it ripped her apart. Well, the same thing with the brain. The brain is there for learning. And when it doesn't get a certain amount of information and exposure to things, it becomes atrophied. You see what I'm saying? It becomes atrophied. And that's when the onset of mental illness. A lot of things we do that we think is goddamn funny, and a lot of things we do is a form of mental illness. So what I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to say, for those people in them surrounding areas, take your ass to see the fucking exhibit. You see what I'm saying? See the exhibit and stuff like that. And get out of another culture, you see what I'm saying, of just being shit on a fucking stick. Give me some more questions.
Area code 718. You're live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes, greetings.
Hey, peace. How you doing? This is Infinity.
All right, peace to you, Infinity.
Peace. How you doing? My question for Bobby, actually, I wanted to ask him about the King Tut exhibit, and what did he think about the significance of it being in New York at this current time? And then I was kind of going to share with him, like, what I went through when I went there.
Well, it's just like I said, it's an exhibit. It's traveling. It's been here. It's been in Chicago. It's been several places. Atlanta, but I'm just trying to say that the significance is there's a reason spiritually when these things come. There's something that's spiritual happening. They say that our people need to experience a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of experience. And that's why those things, they come to us. But like I say, more white people get the benefit and stuff like that now because they're exposed to go to museums. Some people have never gone in their life and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I know niggas right now. You go to a Chinese restaurant, and they be scared as hell. They eat some other shit, so they order the fried rice because that's the bullshit that they have in their neighborhood. Now, goddamn, you in a Thai restaurant ordering fucking shrimp fried fucking rice Because we ain't exposed to nothing. We have a fear of new things and stuff like that. Path is your own journey.
Right.
The initiate has to go on his own journey. And you can't take nothing with you. Remember in the Star Wars, the motherfucker told him, he said, what's in that cave? He said, only what you take with you. He said, only what you take with you. I'm not saying that the man's stuff is all I'm trying to tell you is you have a level now that you got to make the decision. You at the goddamn crossroads. And the crossroads is, are you ready to go to the next level? Because guess what? I can't take you to the next level. You got to make that decision. Remember, in the Matrix, when they was in the dojo, and they was fighting, and the guy said, your problem is not in your technique. Why didn't you beat me? Why did I beat you? The problem is in here. So now, you see what I'm saying? You can't be no New Wabian. You can't be no Nation of Islam. You can't be none of that stuff. You got to be straight up chaos. Because you can't name it a name. When you name it a name, it dies. You know what I'm saying? And none of that shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. If your mind is over matter, you can eat a motherfucking snail. That's right. I'll let you in on another little secret, too. Fuck the dumb shit. The black woman in Mississippi was healing motherfuckers when she put the hog in the goddamn collard greens. Oh yeah. You don't know shit about alchemy. You don't know shit about how motherfucking frequencies can change, but a motherfucker cooking a pot or something, and they putting love in the goddamn shit. You think I'm bullshitting? How the fuck you think you got getting sick and shit? Because you started going to all that new shit when you got goddamn liberated. It ain't had nothing to do with no motherfucking hog. It's alchemy. They would put love in the goddamn shit. How the hell you think? You didn't start getting damn sick until you stopped eating your mama cooking. Start eating out and shit, and some cracker fixing some shit for you. It ain't got you. See, you thinking some stuff here. We get hard line on the physical and stuff. We don't understand certain things transcend shit. Why these motherfuckers living the goddamn 200 and 300 years old? Because it was a mentality, and that's a part of the damn alchemy. So they could put the fucking hog in the collard greens, but they had the love up in that shit. And that shit there was medicinal when they got through. See what I'm saying? Yep, man, shit. See, the spirit world is bigger than what the fuck we think it is. You see what I'm saying? It's about like when you screwing somebody and you start slapping on the back of that motherfucking ass. To the nigga watching, that might be grotesque, but the motherfucker who receiving that shit got 1 or 2 more orgasms. The motherfucker receiving that shit said, I just got 2 more orgasms just with that motherfucking slap on the back of that ass.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. But we Christians and Mennonites and all that shit, we can't talk about that kind of freaky-deaky shit. Now, I'll give you the science on what's really going down, because you tapping on the back of the ass, you sending signals to that damn monster, that soul up in that shit. And that soul is waking up. Like, oh, shit. Motherfucker slapping up there.
Yeah, what's up?
It's metaphysical, man. You see what I'm saying? Pulling that goddamn hair. She's like, oh, yeah, that's it there, motherfucker. You yanking on that hair. Oh, yeah. Most of the time, why the woman receive that? Because the woman is the one that's more advanced. She needs some time to go beyond that little shit. So she said, I might need a little more. I might need a little more than just you just being real quiet and shit with a machine. People like, wait, that motherfucker, are you my slut? Are you my bitch? Are you my hoe? You thinking, oh, I'm all pious. So you ain't getting them, see, look, this is how this shit goes. You all pious. Now in metaphysics, in the Sufism, which is Moors, woolly-haired one, They said there's the realm of creative imagination. So you know what I'm saying? They see the motherfucking movies and see the streetwalker like, oh, I like to be like that sister there. She's free and liberated. So she get in the bed. She's like, you know, I ain't no hoe. I ain't no slut. But it's time for role playing when they get up in the goddamn bed. So she be like, man, motherfucker, call me that hoe. See what I'm saying? You might say, call me that goddamn Big Daddy. Call me Santa Claus or whatever the fuck the shit is. And you thinking it's some bullshit. Because, see, we are fucking damn righteous and we don't do that shit. That's motherfucking European. You brought into this Christianity shit by European. But that cracker got it. You see what I'm saying? So she be like, I want to do the damn slut thing or the role-playing thing. She ain't no slut or whatever out here walking around the street and all, because, you know, a crack hoe is a bad motherfucking occupation these days. You know, that's one of the worst occupations on the planet, a crack hoe. So she said, I ain't going that route, but when she get into bed, she said, I want to do some role-playing shit. So give me some imagination here. So call me the fucking slut. I don't know, y'all all quiet in the seat, see what it is? We talking to motherfucking Africans now, but y'all are Mennonites, Puritans. So shit get quiet. But you know how it is when you in motherfucking pillow talk. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Because that's the muse coming out. The muse is a motherfucking monster. It raises ass to goddamn where the whole shit at. Where the slut shit. You see what I'm saying? You've been a very bad girl, and I must punish you for your evil deeds.